everybody, my name is Cassian Beek, and today I will teach you through how to do a math problem out of the 12th edition of Problem Solving Approach to Mathematics for Elementary Teachers. Today we're going to do a math problem out of Chapter 9, Section 3A, Question 10. I'll read it to you. Assume Carmen Smith, a basketball player, makes free throws with 80% probability of success and is placed in a one-on-one situation where she is given a second foul shot, if and only if the first shot goes through the basket. If you assume successive shots are independent, simulate the 25 attempts from the foul line in one-on-one situations to determine how many times we would expect Carmen to score 0 points, 1 point, or 2 points. So how we're going to calculate this is, I wrote down a bunch of random digit numbers that I found online, so if you can easily have free access to this too. So how we're going to be calculating this is, since she has to score 80% for makes, that means the other 20% is the misses. So how you're going to do this means 0 through 7 is going to mean the makes, because that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is 80%. And then that means 8 and 9 is going to be the misses. So misses and makes. Alright, so I'm going to use a different color here. We're going to go with orange. Alright, so our first number here is a 7. So what does that mean? That means it's in the category of the make. So that's a make. So now we go on to the second one, which is a 1, which also means she makes it. She makes it. So that would equal 2 points she just scored there. So now we're going to go on to the next one, which is a 5, which she makes it, and a 4, which she makes it, which is again 2 points. Now next one, a 6, which means she makes it, and a 0, which means she makes it. So that's another 2 points. So here, this is our first attempt, our second attempt, and a third attempt. So we are going to keep going until we get 25 attempts. Alright, so we're going to do one more, and then I'll do the rest by myself where you can follow along. So 5 is a make, and 2 is also a make. So that's 2 points on our fourth attempt. So I'm going to keep going while you guys can keep watching and following along. So here, since we have a 9, that is going to be one of our first misses. So that means this is going to be 0 points on our, let's see, this is our 5th, 6th, on our 7th attempt. Okay, so now I'm going to keep going. So here again we have a different kind of situation. Our first one is a make, but our second one is a miss. So that means that's only 1 point on our 9th attempt. So I'm going to keep going. So now we're going to start, so we finished 18 attempts, so now we're going to be on our 19th, but since this is an 8, it's a miss, so that means that's already 0 points on our 19th attempt. Now another 8, which means it's a miss, so that's again another 0 point on the 20th attempt. So I'm just going to keep going again. So now we're on our last attempt, which is an 8, which is a miss, so it's 0 points. So now we're going to calculate this up. So how many times did she get 0 points out of 25 attempts? So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to do 1 point. How many times did she score 1 point out of 25 attempts? 1, 2. And now we're going to do 2 points. So how many times did she score 2 points out of 25 attempts? That's a lot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.